You and I till the end, don't need to pretend. Again and again, we'll stick together. Welcome back to the Crochet Chronicles with my friends over at Joanne.com. This is week number 2 of our stitch along, and this is the Geometry Lessons Crochet Blanket. And today we're going to be learning how to use the waterfall stitch on angles in order to make it an arrow. So we're going to be doing a complete section of what we see here. So let's show you the sample and let's see what you're going to get yourself involved with today. We're going to get ourselves started with the arrow stitch, and we need to create the framework where the waterfall stitch comes in. Last time we were doing this, the waterfall stitch was falling straight down, but this time it's going to be falling down on an angle. So whether it goes this direction in one way and next time it'll go the other direction. So you'll see that this is a solid color piece here and this one's a partial. So when we go to do this, we're going to be making the main color as our framework, and then as we add this color it's going to fall down into these holes. Once we change that color, we keep this color as our framework, and then eventually the main color will come back down in and fill it in. So there's a reason why there's 2 different colors here. So it works out really cool and I think it's awesome, and there's a crochet diagram to show you even more. So as we look at the diagram, we need to create the framework that we have here, and you can see there's 1, 2, 3, and 4 rows to create the framework, and then finally the 5th row is going to be the one that falls down into the spacing that you see here. And when it falls down, it's going to naturally fall into the spacing and then attach to the appropriate stitch here at the bottom. Now this here is a long way down, so this kind of hook does not work so well. So what I'm going to do for the waterfall stitching is that I'm just going to switch to a longer hook. You can just use a regular hook that does not have a comfort grip on it as well. I've done it with that, no problem. I'm just using an Afghan hook in order to make that. So whenever I do the waterfalls, I'm going to use the larger hook to do that and then switch back to my ergonomics then for the others. We're going to be creating this, and once we get this done we're going to have the arrows going in the opposite direction, and what we have is that the framework will then be filled back in, and then we will come back in here. So we're going to be doing all these rows with you and building on the existing pattern that we already have. So your blanket will be much longer. I promise you I'm doing all of this in swatches. So what I've done is that I've created a new swatch, but right where you're sitting right now is you finished on the wrong side. So when you start this new one you'll be starting on the right side. You will be able to tell by these waterfall stitches which side is up at this particular point, because you notice that they look different on the back side. So we're going to be starting right here, and I'm going to be picking up a new swatch, and we're going to get started on row number 1 of doing the arrows for the first time. So let's get started right away, and we're going to do row number 1, and this here is just a swatch. So this is the last row of the other piece that I was working on. So just continue to build it on top of your project please. So what we have is that we're going to start row number 1, and we're going to chain 3, which will count as your first double crochet, and then you're going to double crochet immediately into the next one. And here's what we're going to do. In week number 1 we were skipping over 5. This time we're only skipping 3. So that means that we're going to chain 3 to skip. So chain 3, skip 3, and then come in and double crochet the next one. So it's the 4th one away, and then double crochet 2 more. So everything is in sets of 3s when you think about it for this particular example, for this particular type of stitch. So you're going to chain 3, skip over 3, 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th, and double crochet that one plus 2 more to keep them in sets of 3. So please do this all the way across for row number 1, and I'll be right back in just a moment. When you start getting closer to the other side does not end with just 3 on the ends like it was. Because we're going to be going up on an angle, it has a lean to it. So what we have to do is skip over 3, and we are going to double crochet then the last 6 stitches that remain on there. So please do that, and I'll be right back in a moment. So I'm all the way across. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to begin row number 2. In row number 2 we're going to have the lean, and we need to get closer to this edge here on this side. See how there's more stitches on this side versus the other? So the lean is going to go towards this direction. So to do that we're going to chain up 3, which will count as your first double crochet, and then you're just going to double crochet the next 4 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And that takes you to the last double crochet before this space, which is exactly what we want because we want that lean. So then we have to chain 3 at this point. So 1, 2 and 3. So you're skipping over this double crochet. You know that there's 3 here. You need to actually go into the chain itself. Don't go into a space because it'll shift. So you're just gonna go into the 3rd chain here. So you got 1, 2, go to the 3rd and start your double crochet, and there's now only gonna be 3 in a row like it was before. So that's 1, and then you'll double crochet in the next double crochet. That's 2, and double crochet in the next double crochet. So there's your 3. So chain 3. So 1, 2, 3. There's your first one you're skipping. The next 2 chains you're skipping, and the 3rd chain is where you're gonna go, and you're gonna repeat this, and I'll meet you closer to the other side in a moment. Just continue to repeat that idea going across. So when you get closer to the other side, you're just skipping like you normally would. So you skip the double, the 2 chains, you will double crochet into the 3rd chain, and then you have 2 more double crochets left on this side, and this will conclude then for row number 2. So turn your work and let's begin row number 3. So row number 3, we're going to continue with the lean. The lean is going off in this direction now because we turned it, and so we just have to pay attention to where we are. So it's pretty straightforward if you think about it. So row number 3, you're gonna chain up 3. That's your first double crochet, and you're gonna double crochet in the next 2 so far. So we got that, and we want to keep that lean moving up in this direction coming up. So we're going to double crochet into the chain space, the first one, and then you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and this time you are going to skip the first double crochet here. So you got the 1 chain that's empty, 2, and the double crochet. There's your 3. So you're gonna come into the to the 2nd double crochet, and that's where you'll start with your 3 in a row. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one lands in the next chain. Okay, so you'll just do that all the way across. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, go to the 2nd one in. So 1, 2, and the 3rd one is in the chain, and etc. And please do this all the way across. This is row number 3. So as you come to the other side, you are just gonna maintain the pattern. So just chain 3. You'll skip your 3, which is the 2 chain plus the first double crochet, and then you're just gonna double crochet in the remaining that is left before you get to the edge. So in row number 3, it's a total left of 4 double crochets. In the turning chain, don't forget that one, and go right into the top of that chain itself. So then you'll turn your work, and let's begin row number 4. So row number 4 is gonna be the furthest point of the lean, and so we're going to start immediately and chain 3. And the lean is gonna go in this direction because we've turned it. So this means that we're going to have to begin in a different spot. So the first 2 here will be a double crochet each, and then you're going to chain 3. So you'll be skipping over the double crochet and 2 chain and go into the 3rd chain. That is the one that you need to go into. So you'll double crochet there, and then the next 2 double crochets will get a double crochet, and then you'll begin what you already know, right? So you'll chain 3, skip the next one and the 2 chains, go to the 3rd chain and do the 3 double crochet. And I need you to do this all the way across, and I'll see you on the other side in just a moment. So coming all the way across, skipping the next one and the 2 chains, you are going to go into the 3rd chain away and then double crochet yourself all the way to the edge. And what we need to do then is that we need to eliminate this color. I showed it in week number 1, but I'll recap it here. So you come right to the edge, and that's where you're gonna end this color. So just snip it off, and I highly recommend that you use a tapestry needle to hide in your loose ends that you will have. So I'll just show it to you once. Put it into a tapestry needle and just go down underneath the stitch work. If you split the plies and stuff, it gets stuck a lot better. Some people just go between the stitches, but if you do that, it doesn't have as good of hold as if you force it to split some of the plies itself. So you go back and forth a total of 3 times, and I will expect you to do that every time. So I will not show it every time, because once you see it once, it should be good. And then that's going to be how you will change your colors. So let's begin row number 5. Back to the diagram we go. We're going to start with row number 5, and you will be basically putting single crochets on top of double crochets, and where the holes are, where the chain 3 spaces are, you're going to do a waterfall number 5, and you're going to come all the way down, and that's why I think that longer hook or a hook without a gripper is the best. I'm going to take you very slowly through those 3 that we have, and then you can refer to that in the future, and then you can just continue to do your waterfall 5s as you go across. Let's slowly go through row number 5. Let's begin row number 5. It's coming up on an angle like you see it, and I want to use my longer hook, or you can use a non-gripping hook. It's just easier. You'll see why in just a few moments. And what I want to do is that I want to come into the top of the first stitch. You can attach it, chain 1 and do 1 single crochet, or you can just put it in as a standing double or a single crochet. So a standing single. So if it's on the hook, just pull the yarn through, and then you have 2 loops, pull through the 2 loops. That's a standing single crochet. It's nice to know that. And what I want you to do is just stitch and single crochet the remaining stitches that are at the tops of these double crochets, and go right up over top of the straggler so that you can trap it. And once you get that done, you can safely cut that yarn, and then we're going to begin a waterfall number 5. So now I want to show you in real time what it looks like to go down waterfall number 5, and then I will show you 3 times very slowly. And this is waterfall number 5. So because the holes are on an angle, this will go down as an angle. Now this is not as hard as it looks, and once I show it to you, it feels like it's a long process, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 stitches all being completed in one swoop down. So in actual fact, it's not just 1 stitch you're making, you're actually making a piling of 5 at the same time. Let's show it to you in a very slow format, and let's begin. So this is like waterfall 2. The difference is that you have 2 more additional spaces to worry about underneath. And so let's begin. I want you to stick your hook through the first space right here. I'm gonna go slow. So stick it right through the space, and I want you to wrap this strand around the hook twice, so that you can see that it crosses over that hook twice. Okay, so now I'll keep moving, and I want you to pull this hook back through the front of that panel, and I want you to turn the hook down. Use your fingernail or your finger and help those stitches by pushing the hook, keeping your thumb stable, and push it down the shaft of your hook. And I push it enough so that this can naturally reach to the next space. Once you're ready, the next space is just sitting right in front of you, so put the hook through that space and back to the outside of this on the other side, and I want you to wrap that hook a total of 2 times. So you could see it, it's over the hook there, and here it's wrapped twice. And once you're ready, you just pull it through the front side of that again. And shift the project so you can see the front side again. And use your thumb and help push those stitches up. They stay in their groups of 2. Do you see that? And keep the hook now facing down, like towards you, I should say. When you're ready, you're going to go to the next space that's available to you. So go into the space and back to the back and wrap that twice. And when you're ready, pull back to the good side of the work through that space. Keep the hook facing towards you. You want these strands to be organized always on the hook, so they should not be crossing over top of each other and getting tangled. They should stay in order. And then help it with your thumb by pushing it up the shaft. If I could just show you something real quick. Do you see the difference? Okay, finally you're going to come into the very last one. Oops, I just dropped it. So I'm just going to rewrap. So if that happens to you, no big deal. So what I want to do is do the very last one. Now the very last one is going to finish this thing. So when I go to move to the back side and wrap twice, I want to continue to leave the project turned over to the back side. And I want to look for the available stitch that is ready for me right here. And when you're ready, you're going to push the hook into that stitch. Keep everything nice and flat on your hook. When you're ready, it's like double crochet coming back up, because it is. So yarn over, pull through the stitch itself, and then don't be afraid to push your hook. So double crochet, if you recall, always pulls through 2, unless it tells you otherwise, but it always pulls through 2 loops. So you yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then the equation changes like it did with waterfall 2. And don't be afraid to push the hook back down. So what we have to do when we yarn over to pull through 2 loops, this chain 5 space or chain 3 space is now here. So we have to make sure we go over or through these 2 loops plus that space. So yarning over and pull through and continue until that space has been passed. And don't be afraid to push your hook to make sure that that space is behind you. It's a chain 5 space, or chain 3 space, sorry. Chain 5 last time. So we yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And so this time when we yarn over, pull through 2 loops, you can see the chain 3 space here. You want to pull through those 2 loops and the space. And you keep doing that until you get all the way back to the top of your waterfall. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and you can see the chain 3 space, so pull through that as well. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. And what this is doing is it's securing everything back to the framing of the blanket. And then yarn over, pull through 2 loops plus the chain space, and now you're on the top. Turn your work back over to the good side, the right side of the work, and yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops. And that was your waterfall number 5. Pretty cool, right? So let me show you again in slow format, and we'll do it again. So let's begin again in slow format. we're going to go into this space right here, and you're going to go in to the back side, and how many times are you going to wrap that hook? 2 times. You should see it on the hook 1 and 2. And when you're ready, you're going to pull that back towards the good side of the work, the right side. So let's pull and use your thumb and help push that down your shaft, and push it enough so that this hook is ready to go into the next space below. Okay, let's go into this next space and go back to the back side and then wrap how many times? It's 2, right? So once you're satisfied, pull back to the right side of the work and use your thumb and help push. Come into the next one and we wrap twice. And then we bring it back to the right side and push. And finally come into the last one. This is the very last one here, so when you come into this one, you'll wrap twice and leave the project turned over upside down, so on the back side. And what you're looking for while you're doing that is you're looking for the next available stitch that's ready for you, which is right there. And you're going to stick your hook into that available stitch. And just line it up on your hook nice and flat. And then we're going to begin to go back to the top of your waterfall. So we're going to yarn over and pull through the stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, and what I'm primarily looking for is the yarning over and pulling it through, and if there's a space that needs to be passed, I need to make sure I pass it. So yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops and the space, the chain 3 space, and then push down the hook. I push the hook down to make sure that that isn't behind. So pull through 2 loops, and now I can see the next 2 loops have the space right after it, so when I yarn over I go through those 2 loops and continue beyond the space. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and the space. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and pass the space. And once I'm at the very top here, I can turn it over to the other side of the work and then yarn over, pull through the final 2 loops to make sure that the top is a single crochet finish. And I'm going to show you this one more time because there's 3 stitches that we have to fill in with this waterfall. So let's do that next. Okay, this will be the last time that we demonstrate this in a very slow format, and then I'm going to have you move on. So let's begin. We go into the space and we go to the back. How many times are we going to wrap that hook? It's 2 times. And once you have that on your hook, this is awkward at first, so if you're not getting it right away, just keep playing the video. It makes sense. And you're going to pull this towards the right side and turn the hook towards you and push. And you're pushing enough that you can get to the next space here. Okay, let's go to the next space and go back to the back, and we wrap twice. And once we have that, we pull it back to the right side and using your thumb help push that down the shaft and enough to get to the next space down. Going back to the back, wrap twice. And when you're happy, pull back to the right side of the work and push. Finally, you have your last space that's available to you. So when you go into the space, you stay towards the back after it. So come in and go to the back and you wrap twice. And continue to turn the project over so that you can see the very final stitch that's available to you. It's right there. And you're going to push the hook into that stitch. And just line things up onto your hook if you don't see it. So you're going to come back to the top. So you're going to yarn over, pull through the stitch itself, and then start your ascent going up. So yarning over, pulling it through 2, and we can see that the next 2 loops has a space after it. So you yarn over, pull through 2 loops and a space. Don't be afraid to push that hook deep. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and a space. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and a space. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops and a space. Finally, you're at the top, so turn it back to the good side of the work and yarn over and pull through the final 2. And all of your stitch work should look even all the way back up, and because the hole was here, it's anchored down here and everything else is floating in between. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have you move along in this going all the way across. Let's talk about that next. So what I'm going to have you do is just continue now to single crochet on the tops of these doubles, and then when there's a chain 3 space you have to fill it in with these waterfall number 5s going all the way back down, and so you'll fill that in and then single crochet the next, and you're going to do that and you'll single crochet all the very final here at the end. So you want to go down, fill in these spaces each time. I'm going to have you do that on your own now that I showed you 5 or 3 times really slowly, and I'll be back in just a moment at the end of this row, and this is row number 5. So after I get my last one done here, I'm going to remove this hook and I'm going to go back to my ergonomics because I'm at the end of the row. So once you get to the end of the row you can switch back. I'm more proficient with the ergonomics, and so then I can then complete the next portion of this in order to create the framework again to have the arrows going up in the other direction. Let's move on to row number 6. Let's turn our work and do number 6. Just chain up 1, and because these are just floating, this is going to help stabilize those into position. So after I've chained 1, I want to just apply 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way across, and this is going to help even up those arrows, and it's going to be awesome. And please go all the way across with 1 single crochet in each stitch, and I'll see you at the end of number 6 in a moment. So I'm coming up to the end of number 6, and I'm going to keep this color because now this color is going to act as the framework, and next time that we do our waterfall we're going to be using the main color which will then go into position. So let's take a look at the diagram and see where we are as we progress to row number 7 next. So right where we're here on row number 7 we're going to start this, and we're going to create the spacing going in the opposite direction so that these arrows will go in the opposite direction. So these are 4 rows that we will complete using the color that we currently have on the hook, and then we're going to be then doing our waterfall. So we'll change out our color and we'll do the waterfall coming back down into this position here, and we'll do the next row after that with just single crochet. So let's worry about doing number 7 next, and let's get ourselves set up, and once you understand on how we did this before it becomes very easy on how you do that. So let's begin to do number 7. Let's begin to do row number 7. So just chain up 3, that's your first double crochet, and I want you to double crochet the next 4 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and this is where we're going to create a space. So we'll chain 3, jump over 3, and go to the 4th and do the next 3 in a row. It's exactly what you know. We're just getting ourselves set up for the first time so that we can do our counting at this point. You chain 3, skip over 3, and then double crochet the 4th one in a row, and there's 3 of those. So 1, 2, and 3. So please go all the way across number 7 like this, and I'll see you on the other side to make sure that you finish just right. When you come across on number 7, you're just going to skip over the next 3 after you have this, and there will be 3 double crochets just sitting there waiting for you to finish on the other side for the edge, and that will complete number 7. Let's turn and work and do row number 8. So you can see the direction of the arrows here, so these have to go in this direction. So it kind of gives you an indication on how to start, right? So let's begin to do number 8. You're gonna chain 3, counts as your first double, and you'll double crochet the next 2 that you have. But we need those arrows to be leaning in this direction, so therefore the next double crochet has to be in the chain itself, and then you're going to chain 3 and skip 3. So skip the 2 chains and the first double crochet and come to the second double crochet. It's exactly what you've done before. So you do that one plus the next one, and then the next chain itself to make up your 3 in a row. Chain 3, skip the next 2 and the double crochet, and double crochet the next 3. Please do this all the way across. I'll see you on the other side of row number 8. I'm coming up to the finishing of row number 8, so skipping the 2 chains and the next double crochet, and you will double crochet the remaining stitches that are left. There is a total of 4 of them. You can actually see it as well. Make sure you go into the turning chain itself, not to a space. So right to the top of that chain to finish that last one, and turn your work, and let's begin row number 9. Let's begin number 9 by chaining 3. That's your first double crochet, and you can see by the angling itself on what to do. So you'll double crochet the next 2, and then you have to leave the next one blank. So just chain 3. So the double crochet and 2 chains are your 3, so you'll double crochet into the 3rd chain over here, and do that one plus 2 more double crochets in a row. Keep them in sets of 3. So you're keeping that lean moving over. So chain 3, skip the double crochet and 2 chains, so go into the 3rd chain, and then the 2 next double crochets, and please do this all the way across for row number 9. I'll see you at the end of the row in a moment. Once you get all the way across your row, then you're just going to maintain the pattern as you already know it. So after you skip the next 3, so the double crochet and the 2 chains, you just double crochet in the 3rd chain away, and then all the remaining all the way to the end. This is row number 9, and there's a total of 5 double crochets in a row at the end, which you can see. Turn your work and let's begin row number 10. Let's begin number 10. Chain 3 counts as your first double, and you can see the direction of the lean, so you're gonna fill in all the doubles so far that you have, and then you just have to go into the first chain itself to have that lean maintain itself. So now you'll chain 3, skip the 2 chains and the first double crochet, so double crochet the second one in, do that one, the next one, and then the first chain. So you're keeping that lean. So chain 3, skip the next 2 chains and the first double crochet, and go to the second double crochet in. Please do this all the way across for row number 10, and we'll finish it off, and we'll change our color in a moment. So to finish number 10, you're just gonna chain 3, jump on over the 2 chains and the first double crochet, and that will only leave you 2 double crochets left. So that one plus the one in the turning chain. And then this is where you're gonna end this color so that we can begin number 11 and 12 using the other color. And let's just snip it off, hide in your loose ends, and we'll begin number 11. I've already shown you how to snip your yarn and hide it. So I'll be right back. So row number 11, we're gonna come in and we're gonna do our waterfall again, number 5, coming down. And because the anchor is over here, it's gonna naturally cause this to lean. So let's just start, and we're going to start with a standing single crochet. If you prefer to join, chain 1 and do a single crochet into the stitch, you can do that. It's up to you. You are the creator after all. And I have switched my hook so that I can get those deep stitches in once again. And if you crochet right up over top of the straggler, you can hide that in too. So I'm gonna single crochet the first 2, which I just did, the first one and the second, and then I begin my waterfall going down. So I've already shown you how to do the waterfall in slow motion, so chances are by now you've gotten the rhythm. It does take time, but you're doing 5 stitches at one time, which is amazing. And you just immediately just follow where those empty stitches are at the base, and you work your way back to the top. So what I want you to do is just waterfall your number 5s going all the way across where you need to, and then putting in single crochets in the top of the double crochets that exist to help it stabilize the pattern itself. You'll do that. Okay, so there's gonna be singles on top of these, and then there's gonna be 3 waterfalls in each. So I want you to do this all the way across for row number 11, and I'll be right back in a moment. So once you come across, and I'm just did my last waterfall here, I can then just put it back onto my regular hook, and I can complete the remaining of the stitches, just a single crochet on top of these doubles, and this will then conclude then number 11. Come right into the top of the turning chain here. Let's turn our work and do number 12. With row number 12, we're just going to chain up 1, and we are going to apply 1 single crochet in each stitch going all the way across. So please do that, and I'll see you on the other side in just a moment. And this helps stabilizes those arrows like it did before. So I'll be back at the end of this row. Coming to the end of number 12, just single crocheting myself right to the other side, and then we're gonna turn our work and begin number 13. So 13, 14, 15, and 16 is what we already kind of did in the end of week number 1, but we'll do it again anyway just to make sure that you got it. So we're going to do number 13, and it's just chain up 3 and apply 1 double crochet in each stitch all the way across. So nice simple row, and I'll be back at the end of number 13 in a moment. I'm coming to the end of number 13, just double crochet right to the end, turn your work, and let's begin number 14. Number 14 is just a straight single crochet row, so just chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across, and I'll see you at the end of number 14 in a moment. So 1 single crochet in each. Coming to the end of number 14, don't forget about that turning chain. Just come into the top of that chain with a single crochet and turn your work, and let's begin number 15. Row number 15, you're going to chain 3, that's your first double crochet, and immediately start double crocheting in the next one and double crochet yourself all the way across. This is row number 15. I'll be right back in a moment at the end of the row. I'm coming to the end here of number 15, and we're gonna come right to the last stitch and turn your work, and let's begin the final row of this section of the blanket. Let's begin number 16. The final row before we move on is just going to be chain up 1 and apply 1 single crochet in each stitch all the way across, and this is where we're going to leave you today on this particular video, and we'll see you next time as we continue. So I'll get to the end of the row and we'll just quickly recap. So I'm going to come to the end of the row, and we're going to turn, and this is where we hold. So we have everything done, everything's nicely sitting, everything just kind of balances itself out. You can move this stuff around because it is floating if you need to. Chances are it's probably okay. And what I'm going to do is I'll see you next time in week number 3 as we continue along. We're going to go into a diamonds pattern next time, and this has actually been pretty cool so far. I'm actually learning so much on this stitch along, probably the most I've ever learned other than the mosaic that we did before, and it looks pretty cool. So this is it, and I'll see you next time as we continue our journey. Be sure to share your creativity with us on Facebook and social media using our hashtags of Handmade with Joanne as well as the Crochet Crowd. We'll see you. Bye bye now.